So if you're buying a home in Florida, this one thing can hold up your entire closing process. It's not your inspection, will not be an appraisal. It is homeowners insurance. And I've seen it happen to buyers who did almost everything else right, but they did wait too long to get a quote, and their closing date ended up either getting pushed back or the deal fell through altogether simply because they could not afford the monthly payment anymore. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly when you should start that process, what slows most of the Florida buyers down, and what the insurance market actually looks like right now. Real quick, my name is Eugene Fulton. I am a real estate agent who works with buyers that relocate to Charlotte and Sarasota County. Most of the people I work with are coming from either New York, New Jersey, or the Illinois area. If that happens to be you, please hit subscribe. I do put out videos like this every week that walk you through exactly what to expect when you're relocating to Florida. Now let's jump into insurance. So I will say, back in New York, New Jersey, or Illinois, I know insurance is usually a pretty easy box to check off, right? You call your agent, you're covered probably the next day. But Florida does not work that way. Your lender will not fund your loan if you do not have proof of insurance. And in Florida, getting that proof does take a lot longer than most people from out of state expect. Many of the homes need a wind mitigation inspection before the carriers will even quote you. If you don't, they will get you the highest rate possible. And older homes often need a 4-point inspection too, which covers your roofing, the electrical system, the plumbing system, and your HVAC system. Now, if the home happens to sit in the flood zone, you are going to need a separate flood policy on top of the homeowner's insurance policy. Now, each of these do take a bit of time to schedule, so around certain times of the year, inspections do get booked up, but you cannot shop for a real quote until you have those things in place. So here's the timeline I walk my buyers through. The day we go into contract is when you start shopping. You don't wait for closing date or for it to get near. You have to start that day. You want to line up the wind mitigation inspection as soon as possible. It will run you a small fee, but it will affect what the carriers will charge you. And skipping it, I'm telling you, you will get the highest rate possible. And they will tell you, if you get me a wind mitigation report, this would significantly lower your rate. Like I said, if the home happens to be older, you want to schedule the 4-point inspection at the same time. Most inspectors I've seen come across do both of them in the same visit. It's very rare that they don't do both. So once you get those reports back, I would suggest getting a quote from at least 3 insurance carriers. The rates do vary a lot between companies, especially for the same house. So getting one quote will not get you the best rate possible. The lender is also going to want proof of insurance anywhere from a few days to a couple weeks before your closing. You cannot wait until the deadline hits. You want to have that policy picked and paid for at least a week early, so you'll have a buffer if something comes up at closing. Now, if you're buying from out of state, which most of you guys on the channel are, there is one more thing I would like to mention. You know you can't walk the property with the inspector. So one of the most things you can do is ask the inspector if he can send the photos and a copy of the wind mitigation report the same day so you can get the ball rolling. Ask for your agent that you're working with to be present so they can do a video walkthrough during the inspection so you can see firsthand what the report is saying. Then you get your insurance shopping started, and this is before you've flown down to do your final walkthrough. And again, this all happens once you're under contract. None of this needs to be stressful. You just need to know what the process is so you have a head start. So the good news about Florida insurance market is it has been rough the last few years, but things are starting to shift, right? So now we have more than a dozen carriers that have come into the Florida market since 2023. So with that competition picking up, rates are starting to look slightly better. Citizens, which is the state-backed insurer of last resort in Florida, I don't know if it is anywhere else, they have shrunk as well since more private companies have come in to take on more policies. So it is a good sign that the market is looking a bit more healthier than what it was. Now, obviously rates aren't dropping fast everywhere, but the trend for most of the homeowners is starting to, I guess, flatten out rather than climb the 20 or 30% we saw a year ago, like before. So homes with newer roofs, hurricane mitigation features like, shutters or impact resistant windows, and some who have a good clean claim history, they see probably more of a better movement than most. Obviously, I am not an insurance agent, so I can't ballpark a number of what you would pay, but the best thing you could do is to shop around, get your wind mitigation report, and work with an agent who can compare multiple carriers instead of just one. Most of them do around here. And another thing that I didn't mention earlier is that homeowners insurance and flood insurance are two separate policies in Florida. So if your home is located in a flood zone, then you have to have flood insurance, and then you'll have to have your flood insurance and the homeowners insurance in place before you close. So I do have a full video breakdown of Florida's flood zones and what they mean for you. It should be in the pinned comments or somewhere on the screen here. But the short version is homeowners insurance does not cover flood damage at all. If you think it does, you will be in for a surprise when it does happen. So real quick, just a quick few things to remember before I let you go. You always want to start shopping the day we go under contract. Schedule your inspections early, obviously, and get more than one quote. You want to build in a buffer before closing happens, just in case there's not a cost that you forgot about when closing date happens. So if you are relocating to Charlotte County or Sarasota and you need help walking through this process, please book a call with me. There's a link below, or you can reach out directly. I will walk you through it, and I can connect you with any insurance agents I know. As always, thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it very helpful. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you.